Hi, my name is Joe Pulizzi, founder of The Tilt and author of the book Content Inc. I've had an opportunity to look at case studies for the last 20 years as well as the Tilt research and looking at over 1,400 content creators and what makes them successful. Specifically, how do they build a loyal audience and then monetize that loyal audience over time? And there's specifically 7 different ways to do that. And what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to walk through the 7 different ways to build, grow, and then monetize a loyal audience. So the first step is the sweet spot. You have to find your sweet spot, which is first the intersection between your knowledge and skill area, your expertise, and what your audience's pain points are. So again, start with who is your audience, and on the other side, what's the knowledge and skill area that's so important that you can do better than anyone else, that you know better than anyone else, that you can tell a story to your audience, and then what's their pain points? What's their desire? Now, the problem is most people stop there at the sweet spot. You have to take it one step further and go into something that we call the content tilt. The content tilt, it's your hook. It's your must-see TV. It's that area of non-competition that you can break through all that content clutter out there and become known for something. So the big problem out there with most content creators is they're basically mired in sameness. They're all talking about the same thing. So how can you create something that's truly you, truly individual? So think about things like how can you niche down your audience to a point where you can become the leading expert in the world? Or maybe you can create your own content category that's nobody's dominated yet. Or maybe you can go on a new platform that your audience isn't expecting the kind of stories, the kind of content that you can create. So those are the first two, sweet spot and content tilt. And now we build the base. Instead of putting our content out everywhere like most content creators do, they want to do all the things and be on all the platforms. What we want to do is focus. We want to figure out a place we can be remarkable. So we want to focus on one platform and one content type to one audience. And then, of course, one content tilt, one differentiation area. So that means that instead of doing the newsletter, the podcast, the YouTube series, and the Twitch channel, you're just going to focus on a great YouTube series or just an amazing podcast or the most remarkable email newsletter on the planet. So what we want to do is we only have so much content energy. So we want to make sure that instead of wasting that on 7, 8 different platforms at the same time, we're going to focus on being remarkable at 1 or 2. So sweet spot, content tilt, we're going to build the base, and now it's all about building an audience. Now, there's lots of different ways to build an audience and convert people that are just engaging in your content once in a while to becoming subscribers. But what I want to talk about specifically is a rent to own strategy. So this means that if you build your audience, let's say on Instagram, where you don't have a lot of control over the algorithm, you don't have the first party data of those subscribers, at some point after we built an audience on our base, we want to move that over to something we can control. So we want to go up the subscriber hierarchy. So at the bottom of the subscriber hierarchy, you have Facebook and Instagram and Twitch and TikTok and all those places that control the algorithm of our content, and we don't have any direct connection with our audience. We want to move those up to things like email newsletter and own membership site so that we have that first party data and we can actually interact on our own terms with those subscribers. That means you need an amazing email newsletter to get this thing done. So look at your email newsletter. Is it amazing? Is it remarkable? Are people going to open it? Are you going to break through all that spam out there? So you want to make sure you have an amazing email newsletter. So you've got your sweet spot, then your content tilt, your differentiation, you build the base, then you're working on audience building, right? You're moving from rent to own strategy. Now we're looking at all the different ways that we can drive revenue. So we're looking at advertising sponsorship, you're looking at subscriptions, you're looking at donations, you're looking at affiliate marketing, or maybe you're selling your own products or services. So we want to build our audience first, and once we build our audience, then we can monetize that audience. Then once you do that, you want to do what great media companies have done since the dawn of time. They diversify. So if you look at all the great media companies, they started with just building the base. New York Times, Red Bull Media House just started with a magazine, believe it or not. Huffington Post was just one blog. TED Talks was an in-person event talk series. And then they went out and diversified into amazing fully diversified media company. So if you look at the New York Times right now, they have everything, right? They have videos, they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they've got podcasts, they've got 70 different email newsletters. They fully diversified. So what you want to do is you want to take your base, whatever that is, and then every 9 months or so as you build this thing out, you want to diversify into something new. So you might start with an email newsletter and then go to a podcast. And then after 9 more months, you might go to a YouTube series. And then you might do your own in-person event. And then, God forbid, you might create a print magazine. So that's how we go ahead and diversify. And we do that because we create better subscribers and better customers by doing that. If you look at any of the research out there, if an audience member is subscribed to more things that you offer, they're more apt to buy more and stay longer as customers. And that's what we want, right? And then the last step, this is really up to you. Do you want to sell or do you want to go big? So hopefully early in the process you figure it out, is this something as a content creator and a content entrepreneur you want to sell and meet a lot of your financial goals, or do you want to become a New York Times? So you need to make that decision off first. So even though it's the last step, you really want to start at the beginning and figure out, well, what are my goals? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want for my family? And figure out, is this something you want to sell for a couple $1 million? Do you want to sell it for $50 million? Or do you want to keep moving this on as a lifestyle business and do all the things you want to do from that perspective? So that was the Content Inc. model. That is the process and the way to build, grow, and monetize a loyal audience over a long period of time and make sure as a content entrepreneur you can fulfill all those dreams that you have. Again, my name is Joe Pulizzi. I'm founder of The Tilt and author of Content Inc. If you need more information and you want more information about a content entrepreneur, about how you can become an amazing content creator, just go to thetilt.com. Thanks.